What becomes of the brilliant minds that suddenly step out of sight? That perceptive co-worker who resigned without a word? The innovative friend from your past who now seems to have evaporated? They didn't collapse, they consciously departed. What if vanishing is the smartest move a deep thinker can make? Carl Jung, the profound psychologist, unraveled a hidden dynamic between high intelligence and social systems. His findings show that gifted individuals don't fade due to inadequacy. They retreat because the world insists they play a role, and there comes a day when the act is no longer worth the toll. Look through history. Jung withdrew to a stone tower he constructed himself. Mathematician Grigori Perelman cracked the Poincaré conjecture, turned down $1 million and fame, and receded from view. Chess legend Bobby Fischer withdrew into seclusion. Poet Emily Dickinson created her timeless verses from the solitude of her home. The trend is unmistakable. Exceptional intellects often distance themselves from the herd. But what psychological engines drive this retreat? Today we'll uncover why withdrawal is not a sign of weakness but a symptom of depth. This is Jung's take on intelligent disappearance, and it might explain the quiet pull you've been feeling. Let's begin. Jung reshaped psychology with the idea of the collective unconscious. This is the inherited substrate of myths, instincts, and patterns we all share. Most never break free from this program. They chase the goals culture sets, believe the narratives authority spins, and critically they think they're choosing freely. Jung called this identification with the collective, donning a common mental uniform, reading from a shared script. But highly intelligent people naturally deviate from this programming. They interrogate cultural assumptions. They detect the collective hallucinations everyone agrees are real. Jung termed this individuation, the journey to your authentic core, not society's carbon copy. And here emerges the conflict. Society doesn't just dislike individuation, it metes out punishment for it. Ponder this. Encountering physical strength might inspire respect. Meeting wealth might stir jealousy. But facing intellectual prowess triggers a distinct response. Brain science reveals that when people feel mentally outclassed, their amygdala, the brain's threat detector, fires as if danger is near. A Princeton study confirmed that intellectual superiority can activate the same primal fear as physical peril. Your intellect essentially triggers fight or flight in others. This is the mirror effect. A keen mind doesn't merely propose ideas, it mirrors back the limitations of those around it, exposing their cognitive shortcuts. And people will protect their self-image from that reflection at any cost. Remember Socrates sentenced to death, Galileo silenced under house arrest, Alan Turing persecuted despite his contributions, not because they erred, but because their accuracy was unbearable. Have you encountered this? You voice a sophisticated concept, and silence ensues. You spot a logical gap, and you're termed a critic. You ask a probing question, and the subject is changed. This isn't random. It's psychological defense. When others meet thought they can't replicate, their brain aims to remove the provocation, and that provocation is you. Here's an overlooked truth about functioning with high intelligence in regular society. Every conversation demands translation. Jung observed, loneliness does not come from being alone, but from not being able to communicate what seems essential to you. For the intelligent, this is a daily ordeal. You think in frameworks and correlations, others think in tangible events. You perceive interdependencies, they see separate occurrences. You communicate in shades of gray, they communicate in black and white. So, you translate. You compress your multi-dimensional reflections into single-dimension statements they can digest. You omit qualifications, strip context, flatten intricacy. This translation isn't just wearying, it's degenerative. You're not only simplifying your speech, you're simplifying your very cognition. Like a muscle neglected, your mind deteriorates with disuse. Every hour spent reducing your intellect is an hour of cognitive loss. Jung experienced this directly. His explorations of archetypes, synchronicity, and the collective unconscious were too rich for his peers. So he quit translating. He retreated to his tower, building it stone upon stone in isolation. Observers called him mad, but he was attaining sanity. Sanity isn't adapting to a sick culture, it's refusing to engage in collective folly. This is the first reason bright minds evaporate. Translation exhaustion becomes intolerable. They recognize they've spent years constricting their understanding to fit dialogues that don't stimulate them. And one day they inquire, what does this performance achieve? The answer is stark, nothing. So they cease. They withdraw. They disappear, not from incapacity, but from insight. Jung identified another crucial construct, the persona. This is the social facade we adopt for acceptance. For many, the facade aligns closely with their true self. For the highly intelligent, the divergence is cavernous. The persona society rewards, simple, agreeable, predictable, is so distant from their innate nature that upholding it is torment. You must withhold your queries, dilute your perceptions, and pretend not to notice patterns that are clear to you. Jung wrote, "The supreme accomplishment is to be who you are, yet society compels you to be what it wants." Imagine this, you're in a strategy session. A proposal with evident weaknesses is presented. You see them at once, but you remain silent because previous candor got you labeled as disruptive. You witness the flawed plan get endorsed, knowing its inevitable failure, and feel a part of you erode. This recurs weekly, monthly. Each time you select the facade over authenticity, you choose approval over integrity, until you no longer recall your genuine face. A Stanford study revealed that individuals with high IQ spend 6 to 8 hours daily performing normality, a second job of pretense. Eventually, they can't continue. They vanish to recollect who they are, to stop performing and start being. This is what Jung did at his tower, erecting a sanctuary where he could be real, not an escape but an edifice of self. Jung also delved into the shadow, the aspects of ourselves we disown. And here's a pivotal discovery: highly intelligent people automatically trigger others' shadows. When you enter a room, your presence can unconsciously highlight others' intellectual gaps. This induces shadow projection. Rather than acknowledge their limitations, people attribute their unease to you. You're deemed arrogant, pretentious, condescending, even when your behavior is neutral. Have you faced this? You've made no claim of superiority, but you're accused of it. Simply operating at your natural capacity is perceived as a threat. This projection is draining. Intelligent people don't depart because they can't handle critique. They depart because they're fatigued from being targeted for others' psychological baggage merely by existing. Another truth Jung comprehended: once you perceive social templates, people become predictable. And predictability is lethal to a curious mind. Jung said, thinking is difficult, that's why most people judge. You foresee their comments before they speak. You realize they're not reasoning, but running scripts. The Dunning-Kruger effect captures this. Those with minimal competence often overrate their ability. They believe they're being original while echoing tropes. You sit through another political argument where everyone regurgitates partisan lines, another personal advice exchange recycling pop wisdom, and you think, this is repetition. Intelligence yearns for novelty, unforeseen connections, fresh insights. But routine social exchange, once understood, offers scant variety. This is why Jung selected books over social events, departed thinkers over present-day conformists. Why invest in predictable exchanges when solitude harbors unpredictable thought? Jung's insight turns bold here. Society isn't engineered to nurture intelligence, it's engineered to neutralize it. He noted that societies value stability over veracity, conformity over originality, comfort over growth. Intelligence menaces all three. The intelligent pose inconvenient questions, see through reassuring falsehoods, and disrupt settled hierarchies. So society develops immunity. It doesn't admit to stifling intelligence. It says, you're not a fit. You're too intense. You're overanalyzing. The choice is uniform, adjust, or exit. Status quo bias underpins this. The mind prefers familiar concepts over unfamiliar realities, even when the realities are better. That's why revolutionary ideas are first mocked, why innovators are initially penalized, why geniuses often die in obscurity and are later revered. Society only embraces intelligence after it's gone, when it's no longer disruptive. Jung exemplified this. During his career, academic psychology dismissed him as mystical. Today, his frameworks are central. But to develop them, he had to leave academia, build his tower, and work in obscurity. The work that made him monumental required him to become invisible. Contemporary society amplifies these dynamics. Social media incentivizes simplicity over substance. Viral content outperforms careful analysis. The intelligent confront a paradox. Condense your thoughts into digestible bits or be disregarded. Reflect on what trends, absolute declarations, emotional triggers, controversy. Now reflect on intelligent discourse, nuance, conditional, reason, complex. They are antithetical. An MIT study found that falsehoods propagate 6 times faster than truths online, because simplicity algorithms favor. Consequently, intelligent voices are abandoning public squares. Workplaces mirror this. They tout innovation but reward conformity. The individual who questions structures is tagged as non-collaborative and marginalized. Grigory Perelman embodied this. After solving the Poincaré conjecture, he declined the Fields Medal and prize money, disappearing from academia. He recognized that recognition would entail becoming a performer, so he chose invisible truth over celebrated fiction. Every significant intellectual advance emerged from withdrawal. Newton deduced his laws in isolation during a pandemic. Darwin developed his theory over years in quiet contemplation. Kant rarely ventured beyond his hometown, leading a secluded existence. Emily Dickinson produced her poetic oeuvre largely from her bedroom. Tesla died in solitude, later idolized by the society that shunned him. The pattern endures. Society doesn't celebrate living intelligence. It tolerates it at best, crushes it at worst, and commodifies it after death. Jung called this the persecution of the individuate. Mind. If this sounds familiar, you may be approaching your own disappearance. Here are indicators Jung noted. You feel depleted after social encounters, not energized. You'd rather read or reflect than socialize. You start refusing invitations without guilt. Your career feels foreign despite your competence. You find yourself quiet in discussions not from lack of ideas, but because explaining seems redundant. You seek alone time and feel contentment, not loneliness. These aren't symptoms of depression, they're signals of intelligence demanding its rightful environment. A 2020 study in the British Journal of Psychology found that higher intelligence correlates with lower satisfaction from socializing. The smarter you are, the less you benefit from group interactions. This isn't disorder, it's design. Your brain needs different nourishment, and society seldom provides it. The question isn't whether you'll withdraw. If you're truly intelligent, you probably will. The question is, will you withdraw consciously or by default? Jung champions conscious withdrawal, healthy, necessary, productive. So, what did Jung ultimately grasp? Intelligent people don't disappear to dodge failure. They disappear to dodge the mandate to fail. Society orders them to constrict their thinking, mask their depth, enact simplicity. Obeying ensures failure, to self-realize, to produce meaningful work. So they vanish not from frailty but from resilience. They elect unseen authenticity over seen applause, and in that vanishing they embark on their destined work. Jung lived this. After breaking with Freud, he retreated, built his tower piece by piece. In that secluded haven, he cultivated ideas that transformed psychology. None of this could have flourished within conventional confines. His disappearance wasn't a conclusion. It was the genesis of his genuine contribution. Consider what you relinquish by disappearing: trivial chatter, exhausting office dynamics, draining social rituals, applause from those who misunderstand you. Now consider what you acquire: opportunity for deep work, space for authentic reflection, freedom from perpetual translation, the potential to become who you actually are. The exchange is evident. So if you sense the draw to withdraw, Jung would counsel, trust it. That's not vulnerability calling. It's your essential self insisting on the expanse it needs. Society will call it worrisome. Family will express concern. Colleagues will think you're surrendering. But you'll know you're not departing from life, you're arriving into it, your real life, your true work, your authentic self. The world doesn't need more people shrinking to accommodate others. It needs you at full expression, full depth, full intelligence. And that requires retreat from all that seeks to compress you. So, build your tower. Locate your quiet corner where societal demands cannot penetrate. Sever bonds that take more than they give. Abandon careers that reward uniformity over value. Cease explaining yourself to those who won't comprehend. And in that disappearance, genuinely begin. Jung exited mainstream psychology, and now his thoughts define it. Dickinson exited society, and her poetry lives on. They didn't disappear because they couldn't thrive in the world. They disappeared because thriving in the world would have meant failing at what truly counted. This is Jung's ultimate revelation. Visibility in a diseased society isn't success, it's compliance. Withdrawal from collective delusion isn't failure, it's lucidity. The work accomplished in that secluded space, invisible to the unaware, is the work that genuinely alters the world. So disappear, build your tower, do your work. For the intelligent don't fade to flee society. They fade to finally meet themselves. Prominence in a sick system is collusion. Withdrawal is not defeat, it is clarity. If this exploration spoke to you, please like this video. Your engagement helps us delve deeper into these vital themes.